Okay, so this is a over-the-shoulder video for a template on how to do a roundup review post. So these are things like best X for Y. Now, directly below the video is the exact template to follow. It gives a word approximation and exactly the steps to follow in the outline. And then I have two really good examples that show exactly how these articles should be written. So best X for Y, typically for Guitar Wiki, this is going to be, best guitar for, so an example here might be best guitars for small hands, best guitar for kids, best guitar for large hands, and so forth. So we're going to have articles that are going to be large and more competitive, like best guitars. That might be a real mammoth guide on guitars, but we're also going to target, low-hanging fruit, so to speak. So more like best guitars for people in apartments, best guitars for college students, things of that nature. So for these best X for Y, the article template is going to be here, and I'll just briefly go over it. And you can always resort to this template before you write these articles. So, excuse me, section 1 is going to be the APP formula, agree, promise, preview. And for all that information on how to do that properly, you can see the sections above this video. For section 2, the value section. So this is very important, and this is where you're going to get some unique information. We're going to do more of giving value instead of listing the specific features of the product. So rather than have a product intensive article where you list, the exact type of features and all the specs, we're going to focus more on this front end section, giving value to people who are looking for the specific equipment. So always approximate, but about 750 words. You can break this up into several sections with subtitles in each. Add some great value, value-driven information about the product in the context that the user intends to use it. Answer some questions the reader would be thinking before they buy this particular product. You can link out to informational content that you find out on the web if you just include those links in the article. High quality websites is something that we would want to reference only. So some ideas would be, how to choose this type of product. What are the advantages, benefits of this type of product? Things to look for when buying this or differentiating between products in this category. The best way to use this product and address any controversy, any prerequisites, and so forth. So this section is important. Please take extra care when writing this value section. In the next section 3, we review 5 products. It doesn't have to be 5, but 3 to 5. And at the moment, they must be found on Amazon.com. This might change, but as of now, they have to be found on somewhere that we can link and reference to the product. So any guitar that's not available on Amazon, we wouldn't want to list as our top 5. Now, the review section's about 200 to 250 words, and we choose the products on Amazon that have really good ratings or that that are really solid products. And write 150 to 200 words about the product overall, and maybe just list some pros and cons in some bullet points. So we want to keep it clear and to the point for what this specific product entails. Make sure the pros and cons of each product are specific to the product and not relevant for the whole category. So we can use some of the reviews at Amazon to find that. And obviously, don't mention other reviewers on Amazon.com when you give the pro and cons or the whole rundown for each product. And as always, just shoot me an email, excuse me, if any hiccups arrive and we can get through this section. But it's pretty straightforward. Section 4 is going to be the conclusion. In this section, we will announce a clear winner of the roundup. So you analyze the 5 and then say, hey, we choose this one as a clear winner. Explain why by comparing some of the other products, explaining why this one is better for that specific case. Tie back the information you delivered in section 2 and show how the product fulfills all the needs of the product category. So section 2, we gave value. So we choose this guitar because it addresses the value that we spoke about in this large section. So for the best guitars for small hands, we would choose this guitar X because it is the smallest and whatever for whatever this particular article is addressing. We chose this guitar because it addresses this need for people who might have smaller hands. So some great examples that do this very well. Best ukulele for guitar players, best ukulele for advanced players. So you can just copy and paste these URLs and go check those out here. I'm not going to go through them in great detail, but you can see here, you can see we've got an APP formula, and then the value section here. What major differences do guitar players need to consider? So this is a guitar player looking for a ukulele. What guitar players should look for in ukulele is neck thickness, tuning, body size, and so forth. The benefits of tenor and baritone over the other ones. So we go into that. How to choose the best ukulele for you. So you're considering your hand size, style, learning curve. And then we get into the actual product. So 3 or 5, and give a brief description of it and some pro and cons. Brief description, pro and cons. And the winner is for these reasons and so forth. So that's a good example of that. Another good one, best ukulele for advanced players. Again, we've got a nice APP here. I'm guessing that you spent about $100 or maybe for your first ukulele. Well, I'm sure you enjoy the cheap thing. I'm sure you want to get something better now that you're advanced. Here is the promise. Thankfully, there is an easy way to find the perfect ukulele for your advanced level of playing. There's that promise and the preview. Today we're going to go through the different things that advanced players need to think about, and I'll introduce the top ukuleles for advanced players. So that's the preview, exactly what they're going to get. And again, same thing, we've got some value here, and I'll let you run through it if you need to. And we go through the different types, and then we've got a recommendation at the bottom. So I just skimmed through those, but you can certainly see those are some good examples on how to do this best X for Y. So certainly check those out and refer to these 4 sections when you're doing these type of roundup review posts.